Hey everyone, welcome back. We are diving right back into Insta Millionaire, and episode 20, Cousins at War, has really thrown us for a loop.
Right. Talk about a whirlwind of emotions.
So last time, we left off with Alex, stuck in this very interesting, very complicated love triangle situation.
Triangle. I'd say it's more like a square with how many people are involved at this point, but who's counting?
Huh. Yeah, you've got a point there. Well, whatever shape it is, one thing's for sure. Karen's sudden change of heart about Alex is, well, interesting, to say the least. I mean, talk about a complete 180.
It's almost comical how quickly her demeanor toward him changes when she figures out he's secretly loaded.
Seriously. Right. Like, one minute she's dismissing him at the bank, and the next she's practically throwing herself at him. It's like his bank account is some kind of love potion.
You know, it's crazy. It really highlights what we were discussing last time about how the show uses social status as this underlying current that influences how characters perceive and interact with each other.
It's like the writers are holding up a mirror to society, isn't it? Showing how easily our perceptions of someone can change based solely on their perceived wealth.
And the way Karen is so quick to mark her territory, even getting jealous of her own cousin. Classic.
Talk about adding fuel to the fire. I mean,
Wow.
Zara is completely oblivious to what's actually going on, right?
Oh, totally. It's almost painful to watch her play puppet master, thinking she's in control while her perfectly orchestrated plan is falling apart.
It's like watching a slow-motion train wreck, and you just can't look away. I mean, the things she's asking of Alex, like not even being allowed to hold Karen's hand, are so ridiculous.
Right. Like, does she actually think that's going to keep them apart when Karen is practically throwing herself at him?
I know, right? It's like she's trying to create distance where there clearly is none.
But speaking of Karen, let's talk about that slap. That scene in the coffee shop was, well,
Explosive. Totally unexpected.
I mean, after all those condescending comments from Zara, you could practically cut the tension with a knife, right?
Right. And then, bam, Karen just snaps.
It was such a power move.
And honestly, I kind of loved it.
Me too. Especially after having to endure all of Zara's snide remarks, it was really satisfying to see her get a little taste of her own medicine.
Right. But more than that, I think it speaks volumes about how important this whole fake relationship already is to Karen.
Absolutely. I mean, she was willing to risk a public scene, potentially blowing this whole scheme wide open, all to defend Alex's image. Think about it.
Yeah, there's definitely something deeper going on there. It's not just about saving face, it's about
It's almost like she's saying, this is my millionaire, back off.
ownership. Yeah, you're right. It's like she's claiming it as her own.
Exactly. And to do it so publicly, it's a bold move.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, though, what's going on beneath the surface. Remember how she humiliated him at the bank in episode 1?
Oh, totally. I get the feeling Karen's always had a bit of a thing for control, maybe even a little dominance.
Right. And especially when it comes to appearances, she always has to be the one on top, which makes this slap even more interesting, don't you think?
You mean because it kind of reveals a crack in that perfect facade she's always putting on?
Exactly. It's like for a split second, we see a flash of insecurity, maybe even fear.
Fear.
Of what? Well, think about it. What if Zara figures out the truth about Alex? Then this whole carefully constructed image Karen's built for herself comes crashing down.
And let's not forget their history. It's not like this is the first time Zara's tried to control Karen's dating life.
Oh, yeah. Remember that comment Zara made to Rachel back in episode 9? The one about them not ending up with poor losers like Alex.
It's like this rivalry between them runs way deeper than just some silly love triangle, doesn't it?
It totally does. It speaks to this deeper issue of family dynamics and how their worth seems to be so tied to wealth and social status. It's like their own little Shakespearean drama, don't you think?
Except instead of fighting over kingdoms, it's all going down at some trendy coffee shop.
Right. And the weapon of choice, a well-timed slap.
Whatever works, right? But seriously, though, that's what makes this whole thing so addictive to watch.
I know. You just can't look away. So where do we think this leaves Zara? Do you think this slap was enough to wake her up to what's really going on?
Who knows? But I have a feeling she won't stay in the dark forever.
And what about Karen? Can she keep up this charade of being interested in Alex for his personality after such a public display of, well, possessiveness?
That is the million-dollar question, or should I say the $86 million question.
Touché. We know Karen's ambitious and that she's not afraid to use people to get what she wants.
Yeah, talk about a master manipulator. She's got Alex fooled, Zara running in circles. It's like she's the one holding all the cards now.
Which makes you wonder, is Alex really the Insta Millionaire in all of this? Or is it Karen?
It's like we said earlier about those social status games, right? But in this case, Karen's the one who's playing everyone.
Totally. It's like she's taken those subtle cues about wealth and power and turned them into her own twisted game.
And the crazy thing is, it's actually working. I mean, yeah, Zara might be suspicious, but she hasn't quite figured it out yet.
It makes you wonder, how long can she keep this up? Because let's face it, the truth always has a way of coming out, doesn't it?
You know, it's funny, we started this whole Tales Unplugged talking about Karen's sudden change of heart, but now I'm starting to wonder if she even has a heart to change.
That's the question, isn't it? Is this all just a calculated act to get her hands on Alex's fortune?
And what about Alex caught in the middle of all this? He's clueless, completely oblivious to the fact that he's basically a pawn in their game.
I actually kind of feel bad for the guy. Imagine being surrounded by all this drama and having no idea what's really going on.
Right. I mean, wouldn't you want to know if someone was only interested in you for your money? Talk about a harsh reality check waiting to happen.
Seriously. But that's what makes this whole thing so compelling, right? The lies, the manipulation, the inevitable moment when it all comes crashing down.
It's like a recipe for disaster,
X.
and we are so here for it.
Absolutely. Cousins at War has definitely lived up to its name.
It really makes you think, who can you trust? And how far is too far when it comes to getting what you want? Until next time, keep those brain cells buzzing, and we'll see you in the next dose. Tales Unplugged.